I'm good. Tuko huku tunakimbizana tu. We try.
What is this?
Okay.
Kile bakwa.
Transport and accommodation.
Right. And are you given leave days? Are you allowed to come back home?
Yes, after 1 year, we are given 21 days, but it's optional. You can pay for your own ticket to come. But after 2 years, it's guaranteed the company can give you a ticket to come home, take time with your family. And if you want to renew the contract, because the contract is a 2 years contract, you get back to them.
All right.
Yes.
So you think about 2,000 are coming here?
Yeah, we have more than 2,000 registered candidates.
With us. Have you been able to do any interviews? Of the 2,000 who come and register, any of them? Have you seen good candidates ready to go?
Sure, people have the documents, people have graduated, they have the papers, and they're looking for those jobs. But also the biggest problem is candidates also don't have the passports.
So, but we have a working relationship with the immigration.
Yes.
Yeah. Every time we register. Do we have immigration? The guys?
Yes.
Yes. Where are they?
They have a booth.
We want them to speak to us.
They have enough.
We should go to their booth. But Governor also at Diaspora had a working relationship with immigration. Migration, yes. So every time people have opportunities and they share a list with us, we fast track it. Oh, we always fast track it. So if you tell me that there are people you want to pick here, or do they have to get the passport first and
We can even do the interviews. We can organize with the
organize the interviews? I promise you, I will make sure I push those passports. She's here.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
And you check the
Tusonge, boss. Keep going. Boss, tembea. Unajua ndo unatembea pole pole.
Oh,
What does
Okay.
Genesis.
We need to see this. Where are we going?
Genesis.
Genesis. Genesis cruise.
Olá, Vicky. Where do I
And we've been waiting for achievements that we've been expecting, and they're here. Currently, just going through the process to see what we've been doing for the last 2 or 3 days, familiarize themselves with this to give
TV.
School. We offer our courses of hospitality one and special department jazz. So once we have our students, we deploy them for attachments. We set them attachments to 3 stars, 4 stars, and 5 stars to give them the class and the standards that we expect once you audition. Currently, I'm a chef with the
Wakenya, bara la Afrika pia tuongoza teknolojia. Dunia nzima si tumebobea. Hapa Kenya, sura yetu tumebadilisha. Wetu Kenya, upendo ndio nguzo yetu. Capital city ya kipekee. Miundombinu M-Pesa tujivunie.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's clap for Mbere North TVC. Tupigeni makofi with their modern dance. Nasema bendera yao inazidi kung'aa, kupaa. Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Manyata TVC with a cultural dance. So Manyata TVC, tupigeni makofi wanapokuja. Leo tumesema nisike kupiga makofi. Tupigeni makofi wanapokuja. Asanteni sana. Manyata TVC, karibuni with cultural dance. Take the stage.
new cruise work all over Europe, across from South America. I've done 2 crossings this year. So if I'm actually a junior sous chef, so once one person messes up the other ship of another nationality and everything, I will be traveling to that country. I join the ship, I embark to the ship over there, and I help until they get another staff to handle up the department, and I go back to my mothership.
Oh wow! Let's have your contacts.
All right, here we go.
I'll be talking to you guys. We see how we can work together with Embu County.
You will.
Yeah. How many? Just out of curiosity, how many young people have you assisted in this? How long have you been in business?
We've been in business for 2.5 years. 2.5 years. In this 2.5 years, last year, which was the massive recruitment to Royal Caribbean, to 56 students.
Okay.
Yes, I've met them in most of 2 or 3 ships. Some have come actually to my mothership, so I am the head of the department. So I will really have so 56 students so far.
Okay.
Yes.
Very well. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yes, welcome.
Ana tufikirie, tupitie hapa. Anaenda huko kwa TV. Hapo Afrika Kenya. Nilikuwa nasema tungefikiria tukatie alafu ndo atupate na mbele. Pale. Juu niko 100% sure pale kwa tetu lazima watasimama tunasikia wakisema. So tukue mbele yake. Niambie.
Tripod iko wapi?
Nimesharudisha kwenye ninaenda kupea, iko hapo nimewekea nini gavana microphone. Sasa hiyo picha.
Kule inaenda aje? Tunajua waweke kwa screen.
Anafaa kuniambia inaenda na aongee. I think unaona kama hapa kuna kapati. I think wanaangalia tu, nimepata wakiangalia. I think wakiona nini iko sawa wanaweka. Ukiona inashika wanatoa.
Lazima kutreva hapa uwezi.
Juu hata ukisonga songa utaenda aje.
Alafu unaenda ukisukuma mwingine.
Umeona ule mama akisema ati mbona mnanishika?
Nani?
Yes.
Kumshika.
Unaona mama mwenye amekuwa kioo.
To TV, sitopigeni makofi. Those are the models. I don't know what models, male models are called, but let me just call them models. Models to me mostly is female. But these days, of course, we are diverse, and even men can showcase their beauty. Even as men, we are handsome. Hata kuna jamani mwambie ni aje msupa anakasirika. Nikamuuliza kwani umechapa? Hujachapa, wewe ni msupa. So we also confident in ourselves these days, and that is the spirit of TVET. Just to promote the confidence in our young men and women, so that they can be able to showcase their giftings and talents, even as we prepare them for the job market. So ladies and gentlemen, we are about to officially commence our event today. And in the meantime, I want to invite Samburu TVC to just come and wait for us, of course, in front, even as we wait for our guests. They're almost here. But in the meantime, the event has been organized by 3 ministries, state departments and agencies. Of course, not 3 ministries, 2 ministries and 1 organization. The ministry, 2 state departments and 1 organization. The 2 departments, number 1 is the Department of TVET. TVET stands for Technical Vocational Education and Training, whose vision is to provide skilled and globally competitive, employable human resource. And I told people yesterday, kindly underline the word globally competitive, because that is the theme of today. If you look at the theme here, ni kazi diaspora, kazi diaspora, or kazi maju. The second organizer is none other than the State Department of Diaspora, that is under the PCS, or the Prime Cabinet Secretary's Office, and Mudavadi, whose, of course, vision is to empower, engage, and protect. And their main work is to champion the rights and welfare interests of Kenyans overseas. So that is why we are here, so that we can be able to, of course, engage with you as the State Department for Diaspora and tell you more about what you do, so that when you go outside there and you gain any type of challenge, you know, of course, where to run to. And then last but not least, we have also been privileged to be part of this particular team as KATI, Mount Kenya East and West. KATI stands for Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions. That has also been very, very key in organizing this event. Mount Kenya East and West spans from North Pole, Marsabit, Samburu, Meru, and Tharaka-Nithi, that is Mount Kenya East. And then Mount Kenya West is Nyeri, Kirinyaga, and Murang'a counties. So all technical training institutions from those areas are the ones that have come together and said, you know what, we have enough trainees that have been qualified and competent to be able to gain these jobs, and why not open up this particular opportunity to the rest of the people in Mount Kenya East and West, that they can also benefit from these opportunities, because they are more than enough for all of us. Opportunities are no more than enough. And if you're here yesterday and the other day, I was even highlighting some of the opportunities compared to the people who are present. So my prayer is that you will not get out of here without a job. There are enough jobs, skilled and unskilled labor. Any type, professional, unprofessional, any kind of job you will get. And we want that by the end of this particular fair, job fair, that all of us in Embu, all of us present here, of course, yesterday I was using the term jitume. Jitume is a very, very important term. You are the ones here that have been able to send yourself in Kizungu, Mjituma. And that is why you are here. So the people who are here, I know that all of us will get opportunities, and opportunities are more than enough. And more than enough, meaning that we have opportunities for people even at home, your cousins, your brothers, your nephews, your fathers and grandfathers, even not old enough, as anybody who can work, we have opportunities for them. Because I know some of my grandfather is a very experienced truck driver. So hata yeye kidogo sahi na wajua ameretire miaka 62 hapo, naweza mwambia aende atafute kazi kidogo hapa Saudi Arabia apate 1000 yake 80. Niache kushinda kuniambia mjukuu wangu tuma kakitu. Fanye kazi, bado nguvu wako nayo, because I always visit and I see the kind of work that he does there in his farm. So we can utilize him for the next 10 years. Akifika miaka 70 nimwambie sasa babu kuja utulie ni kuangalie. By that time I will be probably an ambassador somewhere and I will have enough money. For now I'm still hustling, that's why I'm here as an MC. If I had enough money I would be seated as a balozi here. But of course I know that is the reason all of us are here. We are looking for greener pastures. We are looking for, not that we don't have opportunities, but we are looking for better and greener opportunities, and that is the theme for today. So in the meantime, Samburu, Karibieni, I think our guests are almost here. we want to begin our event officially, and I will just kindly ask all of us to be seated until when advised otherwise. So in the meantime, the DJ will just give us a little bit of music, even as Samburu comes forward. And I'll be telling you more of what we are planning for you today, even as time goes on. So DJ, take over.
muthenya wa mbere so ni makinyire obangiri 3 igoro
Purchase your tracks today.
lakini withirio ni okosi katuma mwana waku ature uturo mwega na mbuge kire tu inavata nakio ni gutethia youth yetu mone passports ni tukuruta wira very closely na immigration aria mavesanaga passports na twina ofisi guku Embu na makoretwo mayava kumesoma
Purchase your tracks today.
Purchase your track today. Purchase your track today. Purchase your track today. Purchase your track today.
Neno moja
You're experiencing the sounds of DJ Cringe the King. Hallelujah.
Umenijulisha Yesu wangu ni salama rohoni mwangu ni salama rohoni ni salama rohoni hallelujah wewe peke Yesu ni salama rohoni mwangu ni salama Shetani ananitesa nitajipa moyo Kristo ameona unyonge wangu mwanadamu amekufa najua ni salama moyoni mwangu dhambi zangu zote wala si nusu na Yesu zimewekwa msalabani wala sichukui laana yake salama rohoni Mtetezi wangu anaishi najua ni salama ni salama nani kama wewe nakuinua Mungu wangu leo nani kama wewe nakupenda heshima na utukufu Baba Yesu nimekuja nikuinue nimekuja nikupende unipako nakupenda nani kama wewe nakuinua Mungu wangu leo nani kama wewe Ainua mikono
Unajua jinsi ya kupata kazi majuu? The Mount Kenya East Job Fair provides you with an opportunity to learn how to access jobs in the diaspora. Karibu from the 12th to the 14th of June 2024 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily at the Moi Stadium, Embu. For more information, you may contact 0114-757-002 or send an email to kazimaju@diaspora.go.ke. #Kazimaju. #Naenda Maju.
Ewe Bwana, umetukuka juu sana. Umetukuka, ewe Bwana, umetukuka, ewe Bwana.
Ninaomba jina langu liwepo kitabuni. Ninaomba jina langu liwepo kitabuni. Ninaomba jina langu liwepo kitabuni. Ewe Yesu, jina langu liwepo kitabuni. Yandaraka. Ninaomba jina langu liwepo kitabuni. Ninaomba jina langu liwepo kitabuni. Ninaomba jina langu liwepo kitabuni. Ewe Yesu, jina langu liwepo kitabuni.
Wastahili sifa za moyo wangu na kuabudu, uliniumba ni kuabudu na kuabudu. Mungu wangu na kuabudu. Yesu wastahili sifa za moyo wangu na kuabudu, uliniumba ni kuabudu na kuabudu peke yako Baba. Mungu wangu na kuabudu. Yesu wastahili sifa za moyo wangu na kuabudu, uliniumba ni kuabudu na kuabudu, e Mungu wangu na kuabudu, e Yesu uabudiwe,
wastahili sifa za moyo wangu na kuabudu, uliniumba ni kuabudu na kuabudu.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin. We are about to begin now officially. But in the meantime, we have around 48 technical training institutions around Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. Around 26 are in Mount Kenya West region, 22 are in Mount Kenya East. We have 28 that are exhibiting currently here. And among them are Gishugu TVC, Kirinyaga Central, Kieni TVC, Laikipia East, TVC, Gatanga TVC, Kagumo TVC, Laikipia East TVC, Ndia TVC, Michuki TTI, and the rest. So ladies and gentlemen, I think our guests are here. We kindly request us to be upstanding as we receive our guests. Kindly let's be upstanding as we receive our guests this morning. So ladies and gentlemen, our guests of honors are here. We have very distinguished guests that will be introduced to us shortly. So even as we wait for them to settle in, we'll kindly request Samburu, if you're ready. We are ready, we can begin entertaining us. Even as we wait for guests, I know you'll have just an enough time span to be able to just receive our guests, and then followed by Manyata TVC that had entertained us earlier. So Samburu, karibuni, you can just take the stage even as we wait for our guests. So Samburu, go on. Aya, Samburu, tunashukuru sana. Thank you very much. We'll give you enough time, Samburu TVC, to continue. But in the meantime, I see the governor is enjoying. So let her enjoy, Fadhali. DJ. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tupigeni Samburu makofi. Tupigeni Samburu makofi. That is Samburu TVC, part of Mount Kenya East. And they have a very, very interesting song that they have entertained us with. That is our PS for Diaspora Affairs, Madam Roslyn Njogo, just enjoying herself together with our Governor, Cecily Mbarile, together with our PS for TVET, Madam Esther Tharia Molia. Thank you very much, Mazo. Tupigeni makofi. Yes. Samburu. They even came up with their own speaker. They have surprised us. All of surprise, but it's part of life. And we know we love surprises. But just see that we are part of a very, very large society that embraces all cultures, traditions, and Samburu is part of us, and that is why we introduce. Just show that this event is not for Embu. Embu is our host, but it's for Kenyan who is looking for a job. Ladies and gentlemen, that song means, because I know Samburu, najua Kisamburu. And I know probably I may not look like I know Samburu, but if you see my height and my beards, you can probably guess I'm from there. But let me not overemphasize lies. I'm not from there. I was given a few definitions here and there. This song means, basically it's sung to tell Samburians to embrace education, stop castle wrestling, because it will change the community. And that is the message that they are just giving us. Wakisema kuandika na kitabu, I know we are seeing gestures here and there. They're just telling their fellow counterparts in Samburu to stop cattle wrestling, to embrace education, as we are doing with TVETs. And of course, it will change the community. Of course, seeing them here, it's nice and good, because we want the community change so that they can be able also to access these jobs that are happening in diaspora. And of course, that is what we have been doing through Samburu TVC. Ladies and gentlemen, let me not take a lot of time, because we constituency. Let me welcome Manyata TVC to just entertain us with one piece, even as we move on. Tupigeni Manyata makofi wanapokuja. Tunasema leo ni siku ya makofi. Tuwapigeni makofi wanapokuja. Asanteni sana.
Sitting down in sitting down here. Welcome na wakinya ni aitwe mwewa mwe mosie wala ni welcome na wakinya ko mwe sitting down here. Welcome Avendi benda na itere Avendi bendai Avendi bendai itere Yere narenge nabundi numera nyamba ebundi numera nyamba narenge Marugi ndugera iria Marugi ndugera iria Marugi ndugera iria Marugi ndugera ya narenge nadombe tena amiani nakona nadombe tena ninakotigane desoe mabenda tayo kakarida tayo ninakotigane desoe tomato ne piasi tayo omoni nako piasi tayo omoni nako tigane desoe tomato tigane desoe tomato ne piasi tayo omoni nako piasi tayo nako tigane desoe tomato ne manyata tena omoni nako manyata tena omoni nako tigane desoe Tadiera kodoko mana mera nenga soka Nasia rera mami siere nenga soka Tadiera kodoko mana mera nenga soka Nasia rera mami Nasia rera mami Manyata songa na situ songe embu yetu tokuombea uishi kama karinda songa embu yetu tokuombea uishi kama twahitaji madarasa ili masomo iendelee mbele. Twahitaji madarasa mengine ili masomo iendelee mbele. La 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 le 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 la 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 re 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 le bimuria songa za titu songe mbu yetu iendelee mbele. Maisha marefu uishi kama mlima wa Kenya bicho kusonga na situ songe embu yetu iendelee mbele. Taombea maisha marefu uishi kama mlima wa Kenya. La 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 le 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 le
Sasa gentlemen, tupigeni makofi ni hao. Mumeelezwa namna hiyo. Hakuna shule nyingine ni Manyata, and we are privileged to be in their constituency, if not wrong. So ladies and gentlemen, for the third time, let me welcome you to this year's Mount Kenya East Jobs Fair that has been happening from the 12th to the 14th of June. And this is the last day. And of course, on the last day, we have various distinguished guests that are among us. And before I recognize them, let me welcome all of you to this job fair because it is organized for us, so that at least we feel more distinguished and honored even as we are here. And to just open this particular ceremony officially, Her Excellency, the Governor of Embu County, Madam Cecily Mbarire, our PS for Tivet, Esther Tharamoria, our PS for Diaspora, Madam Roslyn Jogu, all other distinguished guests, including our able principals, Mount Kenya, East and West region. I want to officially welcome all of us, the members present, of course. I want to officially welcome us to this year's Tivet, job fair that is held in Embu. Madam Governor, we have been treated very, very well the time that we've been here for the last 3 days. They have treated us extremely well, including the hotels huko. They're treating us beautifully, even in the streets. Watu wa pikipiki, watu sumbui hata kidogo. Pande hiyo ingine kuote ba chakula, they are overserving us. Yesterday I went to eat and kuku pahali. Nilikuwa napelekwa na driver and we were served very, very good meat. Ya kuku huko, and really enjoyed ourselves. Everybody is treating us well. I'm just highlighting pikipiki not because of anything, but meaning that from the outside, tukitoka tu hivi kidogo, everybody is treating us beautifully well. And I want to thank you for the good work that you have done here. Yesterday I had one and akinitoa hapa kunipeleka pale, just telling me that here they have the most disciplined boda riders in any particular region. Waliambia hao wanakuanga wameshikana sana. They are disciplined. There is no crime. Once they notice a crime here, they report it immediately to the regional commander. They told me that they have a very good relationship with them, and that is very, very nice and commendable, and we loved that for them. Ladies and gentlemen, let me not take a lot of time in the introductions, because this day is ours and we want to see what our able guests have to share with us. So ladies and gentlemen, let me ask all of us to be upstanding so that we can be able to begin or commence this activity with our national anthem. So the DJ kindly put the national anthem for us, and then it will be followed shortly by the East African anthem, and then we will have prayers and commence to have our seats. DJ, when you're ready, we are ready.
Mungu twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo.
May have our seats. Welcome.
Before we pray, I'm going to read just two scriptures. That is Psalms 9:9. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in time of trouble. And those who know your name will put their trust in you. For you, Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you. Let us pray. Father, in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we come before the throne of grace this afternoon with thanksgiving in our hearts, Jehovah Father. We call upon the Holy Spirit of the living God to continue to guide us as Kenyans, as youth. Lord Almighty, that we may learn to depend on you at all times in our lives. And even as we gather here to thank you for our national government, our county government, and the state departments that serve under you, O Jehovah God, we pray that you guide us to be a source of encouragement, to our youth, O Jehovah Father, and a source of people who know that the young people need to be helped. May you use us mightily to bring joy unto our young people. Use us, Jehovah God, to be able to walk with our children so that they will not indulge in things that are not in keeping with your word. May you continue to encourage them. And even as our leaders who are before us, O Jehovah God, that are going to talk to the youth today, we pray that their words will encourage them, will show them that we love them and we care for them. And we will continue to stand with them in this life as God enables us. We thank you and we praise you. In Jesus' name we pray and believe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have our seats. We're going to have our beautiful seats. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for the fourth time to Embu County, beautiful, beautiful county that has hosted this particular job fair that has been, of course, organized by three government departments. That is the Department for TVET, under the stewardship of our PS, Madam Esther Tara Moria, whose vision, of course, is to provide skilled labor for global competitive employability of our human resource. And of course, it has also been organized by the State Department for Diaspora, and they have a very, very unique vision line or tagline, which is to empower, engage, and protect. Yes, so once we provide globally competitive labor, of course, as TVET, to take to these various countries, the State Department for Diaspora, that is under the stewardship of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, is the one that protects us or champions the rights and welfares and interests of Kenyans that are overseas. That is a main mandate. And of course, without forgetting the Kenya Association of Technical Training institution that has also been able to bring over 27 technical training institutions from Mount Kenya East Madam Cecily Mbarilo, they have enough water, enough tumblers for all of us. Also, don't feel thirsty, as I'm feeling right now. Don't feel thirsty. There's enough water for all of us. And of course, we are pushing our hashtags here. Our hashtag is Kazimaju, Kazimaju, or Diaspora Jobs. That, of course, will be accompanied, for those of us who are on Twitter, of course, will be accompanied by _TVET, TVET_MOE, so that at least we can be able to create traction towards TVET and Diaspora_KE, so that we can create traction towards diaspora, so that people can be exposed to what Diaspora and what TVET is doing even after this event. And ladies and gentlemen, this event is only a 3-day event, but the main purpose of us is to engage, ladies and gentlemen, even further after the program. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to invite a distinguished man who will take over from me and just be able to invite the other guests. This man was the former High Commissioner of Kenya to Australia and New Zealand, the only man I know that has been High Commissioner for a continent. At least I'm privileged. I know High Commissioners for countries. This one is a High Commissioner for Australia, if my education is not wrong, and he's the current Secretary for Investment and Entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Ambassador Isaiah Kabira to come and invite the rest of the distinguished guests as you honor. Tupigeni makofi anapokuja. Asanteni sana.
Your Excellency, Honorable Cecily Mbarire, Governor of Embu County, my boss, Ms. Rosalind Jogu, PS for Diaspora, Dr. Esther Moria, PS for TVET, distinguished guests, I recognize our County Commissioner, Mr. Jack Obo. Karibu sana, thank you for hosting us. I also recognize the entire leadership of Embu County that is gathered here. We've been making our many speeches. Today is the day for our leaders to speak to us. But I want to really first thank Embu County for inviting us to this beautiful place. You are very honored. This is the second job fair that we've had. So we thank you for partnering with us. We want to appreciate the leadership that has been provided by our two PSs for showing us the way. I want to also acknowledge the many private recruiters who have joined us for this fair. Over 30 private agencies joined us. We appreciate the 40 or so TVETs that joined us for this fair. We sincerely appreciate, because this has been a partnership bringing together various government agencies. But more so, I really want to appreciate the youth who've been so patient. Governor, for the last 3 days, hatujasikia mtu hapa akiambiwa ati simu imepotea. These people have been very patient. They have been very questioning. They have been asking us very pertinent questions about job seeking. We have been here to try and empower them through information. We've been here to share information that will provide them with pathways for finding jobs abroad. And we know that the jobs are out there. And we are also confident that these forums have been helpful to you. And as we've told you for the last 2 days, job hunting is not a simple job. It is a full-time job. And we just want to give you hope, tell you, please do not give up. So let's walk this journey together. We have taken a lot of your records, so we look forward to communicating with you so that we know that the Embu Job Fair had actual deliverables. So with those very few remarks, I will be back here for the panel discussion, but I want to invite the County Commissioner, Mr. Jacobo, to invite the PS for Diaspora Affairs na pia tukaribisha Embu. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Governor Cecily Mbarire, Governor Embu, our PS, TVET, Dr. Moria, PS for Diaspora, State Department for Diaspora, Madam Jogu, all the distinguished guests from across the country, from across Eastern region, and all our neighbors. I take this opportunity on behalf of the Regional Commissioner, Eastern, to welcome all of you to Embu County, and especially Embu Town, which is the regional headquarters for Eastern. We really take it as a great honor for the two state departments to select Embu on the invitation of our governor to come for this particular event. Embu has been honored severally by hosting very high-level events, and we add this to our catalog of achievements. Your Excellency, the Governor has really been on the steer to promote this county as a very, very important destination for various national engagements. Your Excellency, we feel happy that you have made this to be a great county. Secondly, I just want to make an observation. Our PSS, Embu County, has been participating very effectively in the National Skills Inventory. This is an inventory which was created by the government to help the youths or any other job seeker to register their skills. And we do this through the National Employment Authority, which has an office in Embu, and the State Department for Labor. There's a portal where various job seekers and the youth register their skills. And we are not badly off. We are at 500 so far. This portal was created in March. So by June now, we have achieved 500 entries, and this is domiciled in the State Department for Labor. And this was a cabinet decision, and we are continuously promoting it so that our youths and job seekers can register. So on those few remarks, Your Excellency and our PSS, I'm happy that this organization has been done jointly by the County Government of Embu and our offices and various stakeholders. Because they are diverse, and I believe there will be a time for us to know them maybe during the plenary, I'll not take a lot of time. I now want to invite Madam Jogu, our PS for Diaspora, and who is actually the driver of this, to address us and open and address this. So makofi kwa Madam, 1, 2. Tena, asante sana, Madam PS.
Thank you very much, County Commissioner, and Honorable Cecily Mbarire, Governor, and my dear sister PS, Dr. Esther Moria, na adwa Embu Moyaro. Did I? Yes, okay, good. I got it. Okay, good. Mine is a very short assignment, really. I would like to invite the governor, because we are in the beautiful county of Embu, for you to give us some welcoming remarks, and then we'll hear from PS Stivet, and then I will say something. Please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The PS State Department for Diaspora Affairs, Roslyn Jogu. The PS State Department for Tibet, Dr. Esther Moria. Ambassador Isaiah Kabira, Secretary Investment and Entrepreneurship. County Commissioner Jack Obo and the entire GAO team. the Honorable Norman Nyaga, the Chairman of Jeremiah Nyaga National Polytechnic, Honorable Moredi Kiora, MCA Betty South, principals of the National Polytechnics and TVET present, CECs and chief officers here present, Mr. Frederick Nyaga of the State House, heads and directors of state departments and agencies, the officers from the Embu County government, students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I want to take this opportunity to welcome all our visitors who are here for the first time, led by our sister PS Roslyn, and tell them Karibu Embu County, the land of opportunity. I'm indeed very pleased to see so many young people present here this afternoon for the Mount Kenya East Diaspora Jobs Fair. We are happy as a county to be the hosting county for this important jobs fair. As part of the government's effort to help young people achieve their goals in securing internships and future jobs, we are happy to partner with the State Department for TVET and State Department for Diaspora Affairs to host this job fair. This fair has provided a unique opportunity to form partnerships between potential employers and employees. Entering work life after completing studies is a two-way process. As students or skilled persons, you need to make yourselves attractive to employers. Number two, organizations have to make an equal effort to attract the best students. Students today ask their potential employers, what can you offer? Can I fulfill my potential within your company? Or can I live up to my dream? You therefore made an important choice by choice of attending this job fair. Together with graduates from colleges and universities all around the country, you represent the real value, the most precious resource in Kenya today. In the public debate, we sometimes ask, how can we secure future wealth and welfare of our nation? And we forget that the answer is actually in the young people. And that's why this particular job fair is very, very important. The success factor for Kenya many years ahead is the young and educated or skilled people that are prepared to take positions that form building bricks for a sustainable future. As a prosperous future for Kenya is based on innovation and research in skilled areas, especially those offered by the vocational, technical and vocational education and training, TVET institutions. Businesses today have to be brave when looking for the right people. They must dare pursuing one of the most precious competitive advantages in our global world, which is highly skilled people with multicultural competence as part of their background. This job fair is a great starting point for work life. I strongly recommend young people to take this opportunity and visit as many stands as possible that have exhibited here. I must say I'm extremely happy as we were coming in and we talked to the team from Diaspora. They said that as at noon this afternoon, as at noon today, there was over 8,200 young people that had visited this jobs fair. Indeed, that's a great, great performance. And I really want to appreciate those from Embu County that have come in their numbers and say that this was a great opportunity for you to know how you can access diaspora jobs. And clearly, one of the challenges that we've seen is, number one, there was lack of information. We are happy now that you are equipped with the necessary information to know how you can access that job. We are happy as we spoke to the recruiting agencies that they have already identified some of you for interviews, and therefore you're going to be called for interviews in the near future. The challenge one being the fact that many of you may not be able to afford the amount of money being asked for, whether it is for passport, whether it is for a short course, especially if you want to go to the two PSs and the two state departments, and we have agreed that as a county, we are going to work very closely with the TVETs, especially Jeremiah Nyaga National Polytechnic that has already gotten a German teacher, to see how we can sponsor some of the students go and learn the language so that they can be able to get the jobs that are in that country. We are also going to look at those that need some licensing or certification for maritime courses, maritime jobs, the cruise ship jobs that are available, and there are very many, but you must get some certification for it by the Kenya Maritime Authority or other accredited institutions. We're also going to work closely with them and ensure that you get the certification that you require, and we shall support that. So in the next financial budget that is going to be passed at the end of this month, we will put aside some money for that purpose. The other thing that we are going to do is to work very, very closely with the State Department for Diaspora, State Department for Immigration, to ensure that those young people who need their passports quickly, urgently, can be able to access them so that they can be able to travel abroad. And I'm happy we have a passport office right here in Embu County. So if you have a problem getting a passport, depending on where you come from, as long as you're within the region, this is the nearest office you can visit for a passport. We'll work at that and make sure you get your passports in good time. And I want to appreciate you, PS, for taking up that role of pushing that we get these immigration documents in good time for our young people to get these jobs. I've seen many people asking, where are we doing these jobs fairs? Why do we need to take our young people abroad? Let me say this. If there's one of the issues, and I think the PS for TVET has mentioned that in an interview earlier with the media, if there's one thing the president has been very, very keen on whenever he travels abroad, is to make sure he tries and negotiate for jobs in those countries. And the reason why that is the case is because Africa, and Kenya specifically, has a very young population. In other words, if you look at the number of young people below 30 and those above 60, that is retirement age, you'll find that we have a very young population. A lot of our population is young people who are in their age of production. Now, if you compare that with those in Europe, a lot of the population is the old generation. So it means, therefore, they require young persons who can do these jobs. We are lucky as a nation. We are an English-speaking country, so we can be able to fit in many of those markets. We're also lucky we have a very strong work ethic. We are known to work very, very hard. And I know our people in Embu County are hard-working. So I know the young people in Embu County know how to work hard. It is in your DNA. So when you get these jobs, I'm sure you'll not just go there and not work hard, but you'll go and even grow in that job that you're doing. Probably get an even better job as you stay on. I'm happy young people are beginning to open their minds to countries outside, to opportunities outside of our country. And therefore, I know this is a good opportunity for all of you. And because the level of unemployment in the country is very, very high, it's quite high, we must think outside the box. It's not a must that you must work in Kenya. If you can work outside the country and make your money, support your families here, be able to grow here, what is the problem? I'm very happy the PS Diaspora has told me that last year alone, the amount of money that was remitted by Kenyans in the diaspora to Kenya was more than what we get from tea or coffee or any other cash crop. So it means that it is the highest foreign exchange earner for this country. So tuende huko nje, tupate kazi, tujiinue na tuinue wale tumeacha nyuma. So my business as a governor of Embu County, my business, the business of Embu County government is to make sure we make it possible for those young people who have visited these stands and qualify and meet those minimum qualifications are properly supported so that they can be able to get these jobs. So I want to assure you, the young people of Embu County, that it is our business to support you, to give you the necessary equipment to help you get where you want to go. And please, don't live here and let it, and say whatever happens, happens. Follow up with the agencies that you have talked to. Email them, call them, so that, and if there's anything you need to do, whether it is accreditation, please feel free to be in touch with our Department for Youth. We have the Chief Officer for Youth Empowerment. She's called Jerry, Lucetta Jerry. She'll be able to support, and we are going to work very, very closely with all these recruitment agencies. We have their contacts to make sure we make it happen for you. Otherwise, I want to say we are very, very grateful. And let me take this opportunity, and I know PS Moria will talk about it. She talks about it every day. She never tires to say so. The future is in technical skills. The future is in technical skills. I repeat again, the future is in technical skills. When you have a skill in your hands, you are way, way better than that one who doesn't have. So let me take this opportunity also to request wazazi wote wa Embu County. We are very, very lucky. Tuko na National Polytechnic hapa Embu, Jeremia Nyaga. Tuko na Runyenjes TTI or TVET. Tuko na Manyata. Tuko na Mbere North. 5 technical training institutes, and below there are the vocational training centers that are under county government. Musipuuze hiyo kazi. It is a good skill that can take you very, very far. Tupeleke watoto wetu kwa hii mashule, wasome, waweze kujisimamia baadaye. Whether locally, hata wale investors tunaleta, we need skills. Right now, tunamaliza kujenga the first 100 units za housing hapa Majengo. All the work that has been done there has been done by our own local people who have technical skills. All the doors, the windows have been done by our own Juakali sector. That's what we call them. But for the first time, they got a contract worth 11 million to do those doors and those windows. So let's take technical training seriously. We are going to do more houses. We have a county aggregation and industrial park that we are building in Bere South, Mashanga, worth $500 million. Again, we'll need technical hands to help us finish that project, even to employ thereafter. So, usisikie kama you're a small person or what you have is not an important skill. Your skill is very, very important, and be encouraged by it. And I promise you, we will support as much as we can to make this happen. P.S. I want to appreciate you so very much for accepting to come here today to Embu County, the land of opportunity, and we encourage you to come again. And although we've just had 3 days, expect me at your doorstep with my team to enhance this partnership to the next level. Asante sana. May I take this opportunity to welcome PS Dr. Esther Moria, the PS for Tibet, who I want to thank most sincerely also for really making sure we got this opportunity to host this regional event. Asante sana, PS Moria, karibu sana.
the Governor of Embu County, my sister, Honorable Cecily Mbarire, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Diaspora, my sister, Roslyn Njogu, the Ambassador Isaiah Kabira, the Embu County Commissioner, principals of TVET institutions present, please stand up and wave. Ladies and gentlemen, these are my lieutenants. Without these ones, I would not be standing. Development partners present, industry partners present, government officials, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Habari zenu, mweyaro. It is a great honor to stand before you today during this second edition of Kazi Maju Job Fair. I applaud the State Department for Diaspora for conceiving this initiative that, in the spirit of whole government approach on both various ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as private institutions, to bring diaspora jobs to mashinani. This fora offer a platform to link skilled workforce at the grassroots with opportunities available in the international labor market. Distinguished guests, TVET is playing a fundamental role in preparing the youth for successful careers, not only within the country, but also in the global market. The skills and knowledge gained through TVET programs are in high demand worldwide. It is appreciated that there has been an increased focus on technical and vocational education and training, and this hype may seem to have a biased publicity to TVET as a pathway to tertiary education. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to reiterate the findings of International Labour Organization on the skills mix ratio requirement for the labor market. The engineering industry, for instance, requires a skill mix-up ratio of 1 to 5 to 25 between professional engineers, technicians, and craft workers. This means that for every 1 engineer, 5 technicians are required and 25 craft workers are required as well. The latter 2 categories of personnel are products of TVET. This translates to more job opportunities for TVET graduates in the labor market. It is in this regard that the State Department for TVET and the State Department for Diaspora have collaborated to hold this Mount Kenya East Kazi Maju initiative. I am informed that over 8,000 citizens have visited the booth, hosting more than 35 recruitment agencies and over 30 TVET institutions during this 3-day fair that began on 12th of June and is ending today. Positive feedback has been received about the information in the booth, from the guidance given about the available jobs to requirements for preparedness to acquire these jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, success occurs when opportunities meet preparation. A large percentage of jobs on offer require a sort of certified skilled level. I therefore urge everyone who is qualified for tertiary courses to prepare by joining a TVET institution for skilling on an area of your choice. Those who have skills but do not have certificates are encouraged to visit the TVET institutions for recognition of prior learning. Through this, skilled candidates are assessed and certified according to the level of competence, giving an opportunity to the qualified citizens in the informal sector a chance for recognizing their qualifications. To ensure that our workforce remains competitive and acceptable to the evolving needs of the job market, the State Department for TVET is currently implementing competency-based education and training
and the dual training model. This model is anchored to ensure that TVET trainees gain top-notch industrial skills that will enable them to fit in the ever-changing industrial skills in the local and international labor market. Ladies and gentlemen, as emphasis is laid on preparedness and access to diaspora jobs, it is important to ensure that labor migration is conducted safe, legal, and ethical. To this end, the State Department for Diaspora, the National Employment Authority under the State Department for Labor and Skills Development, accredited recruitment agencies and other bodies are involved in this chain and are all here today. They have been here since Wednesday to provide guidance and support on working abroad. Let me extend, therefore, my appreciation to the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, my sister Roslyn, who we converse every day, and we are now very busy organizing how we are going to do this across the country. She has already stated that from here we will move to another region and another region and another region until we cover the entire country. Thank you very much, my sister Roslyn, and thank you very much for agreeing to start this at my home. Not that she had much of a choice, because she is my small sister, so I sit on her. Let me extend my appreciation also to the county government of Embu and the stewardship of my able sister Cecily Barire, who on the other hand is also a very, very close sister of mine, for agreeing to host us. Again, I was confident that when I talked to the governor about us coming here, we will have all manner of support. Thank you very much, my sister. We do not take this for granted. Thank you very much for availing security. Actually, at one time, she wrote me a message and said, watu uko kwa uwanja ni wengi. I hope they are fine. But we have the absolute security here, and under you, I was confident nothing would go wrong. So thank you very much for what you have done, and please let us continue to do a good job. I call on the youth and any citizen who is qualified or needs training to join this initiative, because it is here for you. In conclusion, I extend an invitation to all of us to join the TVET centenary existence in Kenya that will be culminated at Kabete National Polytechnic on the 31st of July 2024. This stride in linking our graduates to international job market, let me repeat that. TVET has been in Kenya for 100 years now, and we will be celebrating that, Mheshimiwa Nyaga, on the 31st of July at Kabete National Polytechnic, and will be graced by His Excellency the President. So we are inviting all of you to come and celebrate with us, because we will also be making that statement that TVET is the way to go. This stride is in linking our graduates to the international labor market truly attests to the theme of that 100-year celebration that was duped by His Excellency the President, that if education is the key to employability and development, then TVET is the master key. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to urge the youth to be directional. Be intentional. Thank you. Be intentional. Sio kukuja hapa tunafanya hii kazi yote siku 3 alafu mnarudi nyumbani mnalala. Hiyo ilikuwa kazi ya serikali. Hii sio kazi ya serikali, hii ni kazi yenu. It is about you. So please follow up what we have been able to tell you for the last 3 days. You have to be intentional. His Excellency the President has been telling us with this lady, when we go for meetings, nobody is a boss when we are in those meetings. Hata yeye anachukuanga chai yake na anakimbia ana walk around. Simuliona ile clip alikuwa ana walk around with a cup of tea. Hata tukienda kwa hiyo mikutano, nobody serves him. Because he is telling us we are working. And we are working to achieve results. Sio kufanya kazi tu the day ngetha muthenya othire githungu nikiathira. It is working with an end in mind. And this is what I want to tell our youth, that please, we have done all this with an end in mind. So follow up what you have been told to the end, and we are ready to assist you kwa hali na mali, ndio we live tuweze kuona what we want to achieve is achieved. Thank you very much, and now my sister, please come and speak to us.
It's a difficult thing to speak after your big sister, and as you've heard, amenikalia kidogo. So I will do my best. Thank you once again, the wonderful people of Mount Kenya East and the people of Embu for hosting us here. My dear sister, Dr. Esther Moria, the PS State Department for Tibet, Honorable Cecily Mbarira, Governor of this beautiful county of Embu, the land of opportunities, County Commissioner, and the entire Ngao family, and my own team at Diaspora, Ambassador Kabira, Irene Karari, and the rest of the team, and the various MDAs and partners present here at this amazing Diaspora Jobs Fair, or Kazi Maju Mashinani, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, and the great people of County of Embu. Hamjambo. Hamjambo. I'm honored to join you here at this Moi Stadium for this Mount Kenya East Job Fair, an exhibition that began on Wednesday the 12th and is ending this afternoon. This endeavor really is a statement to the government of Kenya's response to a real issue facing our young people, which is the issue of unemployment. And this speaks to the work that we are doing and our commitment to young people to ensure that they find opportunities wherever opportunities are to be found. You might already know that government of Kenya's commitment to young people embraces the phrase, you put your money where your mouth is. 30% of our budget already goes to education. That means every collects 30% our young people. Therefore, it is the natural next step to ensure that after we have invested that heavily in our young people, we have opportunities for them. Where then do they go after they have spent the years of learning, and after as a government we have spent these resources educating them? Before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share one or two things about the incredible success that we have had with the previous Kazi Maju Diaspora Jobs Fair that we had in Meru County last month or 2 months ago. 2 months ago, last month. The months are flowing into each other. While we had a little bit over 2,000 people appearing, I am aware that about 10% of those have already received job offers. This is a commitment or this is an incentive for the young people in the Mount Kenya East region to actually show up for these things because they work. People have already found opportunities, people have found their passports,
And very soon, I think the MC, where is the MC from Samburu? Samburu Mwitu. The MC at the Meru event kept saying, after here, watu watakuwa wanapatana katika, what are they called? International departures is what they said in various airports. So these things are beginning to come true. So I'm very excited to hear that so far 8,000, actually the number that my team has updated me just now is 8,494 young people have already walked through these doors and are getting service, and by the time we close, I'm sure we are going to close closer to the 10,000 mark, and that will be a fantastic thing for the people of this region. So this is the second job fair, as you've heard, and we're very excited to be hosted here by the people of Embu. As you've also heard, I probably did not have much of a choice because your daughter of the soil, P.S. Moria, after she came and supported us very, very strongly in Meru, quite simply demanded that we would come and host the next one here in Embu. So you have her to thank for these opportunities. In these fairs, we hope and expect an incredible exchange of opportunities, of talent, and of information. When we set out to do the first Diaspora Jobs Fair, we were addressing a specific issue. How do we take Kazi Maju to the people of Kenya? How do we get them to understand what it actually takes to take up a job as a driver in Azerbaijan? Or as a housekeeper in Uzbekistan. Sensitize, have a conversation with the various young available, and the enthusiasm of the young people and the positive we receive in Meru then encourage out here in Embu, and as I have said, and as I said earlier, other region, in the next region is going to be where we'll be rolling out. Okay, so I want to say thank you, my dear sister Esther Moore, not been supportive, but has been a real partner in this journey as we put together these job fairs. And very quickly with the TVETs, I have become very familiar with the TVETs within the region and elsewhere because of the hard work that she has put in. I also want to thank you, Governor, sincerely for hosting us here in Embu, for mobilizing all of these young people together with the County Commissioner and the Ngao fraternity, for mobilizing all of these young people, and also for the commitment that you made here that the county government is going to support the young people, particularly to pursue language skilling as far as German language is concerned, and all of the other places that the county government of Embu is actually putting money in to ensure that young people can take up these opportunities. So I want to thank you for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you may be aware, the State Department for Diaspora Affairs is one of the newest state departments in this country. We are just 19 months old, having been set up in December 2022. And we started off with a 6-point mandate that has now grown into a 9-point mandate that is largely about championing the rights and welfare of Kenyans abroad, promoting continuous dialogue with Kenyans abroad, supporting Kenyans in the diaspora to harness opportunities for employment and enterprise development, to develop an incentive framework for remittances, and Excellency here mentioned that diaspora remittances are actually the highest foreign exchange earner for this country. Let me just take a minute to say what that means. Last year alone, $4.2 billion was received from Kenyans who live abroad. And these are the figures that we are able to track and count through the Central Bank of Kenya. A lot of other money in terms of remittances comes through that we've not been able to track. That figure of $4.2 billion is higher than all the forex that is received from coffee, from tea, from horticulture, from tourism, from all our traditional forex earners, just because young people have dared to go abroad and work and then send money home to support their families or to invest. So this is really important work that we are doing. We also set up to harness diaspora savings, facilitate investment and technology transfer, to mainstream the Kenyan diaspora in the process of national development, to work with the Ministry of Labor to secure placement of Kenyans abroad, and that's what we are working on today, and working with labor and other stakeholders to roll out the labor migration policy and the global labor strategy, which is what we are rolling out here as well, and then to promote the participation of Kenyans in the diaspora in the democratic processes. A big part of our job is hata mkienda majuu to make sure that you're able to vote wherever you will be. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, the government of Kenya's commitment to address unemployment through labor migration is holistic, and it takes a whole of government approach, as P.S. Moria already said. When we assumed office in December, and very early, one of the things that His Excellency the President about a structured approach to helping Kenyans find job opportunities abroad. So we were brought to a number of state departments: the State Department for Diaspora, the State Department for Foreign Affairs, the State Department for Labor, State Department for Immigration, TVET, among others, including youth, and we're told to come up with something that is the government's response to this idea of labor migration. And after a lot of meetings, some of them very heated, we came up with what is now called the Global Labor Market Strategy. A part of that strategy is these mashinani engagements that bring sensitization or information to Kenyans mashinani and then help them to take up opportunities abroad. The different actors have different roles in this Global Labor Market Strategy. A big part of our job as diaspora is actually to identify the jobs and the spaces available abroad, and then to connect them with TVET and with others so that we can structure our training to be targeted to the markets where we are going, and so on. So we have rolled out this Global Labor Market Strategy. It has allowed us to map out various labor markets, and this is why earlier in my conversation with the governor and PS Moria, we were explaining what the different parts of the world need, what is needed in Germany, what is needed in Israel, what is needed in Canada, what is needed in Oman, and so on. It has already been said that Kenya has an extremely youthful population. In fact, the median age of Kenyans is 19, and this number remains consistent across the entire continent. That means that you're more likely to meet than any other person. Other parts of the world, particularly in Europe, the median age is 44, 48, 43, and so on. If you pause a little bit to ponder what that means, is that the problems that we have here of unemployment or youthful problems are not the same ones that we have abroad. Abroad, they have problems that they cannot find enough waiters to serve you breakfast. So if you go to a hotel in some of these places, room service is not available. Or if you go to mkahawa kidogo unangoja chai, you will wait quite a long time. And the person who serves you might be a 60-year-old man, 60-year-old woman, and so on. They don't have people to staff the creative industries because that is usually something that young people do. Their capacity to develop as far as ICT is concerned is constrained because, once again, ICT is one of those things that come with a youthful population. If you have a very old population, what are some of your biggest needs? Healthcare and support work. That means you don't have enough nurses, you don't have enough orderlies and other healthcare staff and so on. And so whether government intervenes or not, these push and pull factors exist, and we're going to continue to see young people moving towards these opportunities. So then we had to ask ourselves, as a government that is a government primarily of a country that has young people, how do you respond both to the challenges of your time but to the opportunities that you find yourselves in? And this is what we came up with. So some of the things that we've done apart from this is also putting together the Kazi Maju portal, which is going to be live soon. And what the Kazi Maju portal will do is for all the young people who are unemployed, who are looking for opportunities abroad, they will go to a government portal and put in their details. And we will have listed a number of opportunities available, and then you can connect directly. Ladies and gentlemen, we've already talked about why this is important as far as beta is concerned. So as I mentioned again, I want to encourage the people of the Mount Kenya East region to take advantage. We still have a few hours for them to come through and be able to get services here. Let me also say really quickly that the services offered here are free of charge. Kwa hivyo kama kuna mtu ameambiwa mahali alipe job fair, or been asked to pay some money for services that are available here, if you would please kindly let us know, because that is not part of the agreement. The agreement is that we are offering these services for free. The diaspora officers who are here, if you could please stand. If you have found any, so this is my army, and there's many more there at the back where we have the State Department for Diaspora Affairs booth. If you have trouble, particularly if somebody is asking that you pay a certain fee to access this event, any of these young men and women is going to be able to help you. Thank you very much, team. You can clap for them. And as I'm giving warnings, let me also say two more things. Ensure always that you work with registered agents. The ones who are here, whether they're recruiting for regular jobs or they're recruiting for maritime jobs, all of the people we have brought, we have made sure are licensed by the National Employment Authority or the Kenya Maritime Authority. So if you find a job opportunity abroad that is being advertised by somebody, you need to check the National Employment Authority website and confirm that the agency that is recruiting you is actually registered and licensed, or the KMA, or it is registered and licensed by KMA. Because we have seen also a lot of rogue agents doing bad business, and that has not gone well. So please always ensure that you work with licensed agencies. And kindly let me ask the Ngao officers as well to please, 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 mtilie hili jambo mkazo sana, especially in your barazas and in your meetings. Please help us pass this information around. What we see at the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, especially when people work with unlicensed agents, is that they end up in a lot of distress in other countries, and then we have to come and help them. Tafadhali, tafadhali. Thank you very much, Ngao, and thank you, good people. So as I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, it is important that we continue to look globally for the opportunities that exist there. I wanted to say something about passports, but that has already been addressed both by PS Moria and by the governor, but just to say that we have commitment from PS Bitok, who's a PS for immigration, that anybody who's looking for a passport for labor migration, we are putting you at the top of the list. Quite simply, we will facilitate those passports so that people can move and be able to find these opportunities. When you do succeed and you end up on the other side, in the diaspora, ensure that you register with us through eCitizen. You can register as a diasporian through eCitizen and let us know where you are so that we can support you. Do not go and fall through the cracks and only come to us if you're in trouble. Just register so that we can invite you to events, so we can send you information and so on. But please ensure that once you become a diasporian, you register with us so that then we're able to work together with our embassies to bring you mobile consular services and be able to serve you better. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to express my gratitude to all the MDAs here, the county government, who have worked very hard to making this job fair a success. Particularly, as I said, to the elected leaders and to Ngao for mobilizing such good numbers. You can prepare a feast and people refuse to come. You really can. So thank you very much for coming to the feast. Together, let us continue to build a prosperous and inclusive Kenya where every citizen has the chance to succeed and to contribute to our national development. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, PS. Please, another big round of applause for our PS. We shall now move to a very short and quick panel discussion. I'm sure there's some questions that you have to our guests today. So I want to invite to the podium a few people. Virginia Njoki, you're here? Karibu to represent the recruiters. Let me also invite Your Excellency the Governor. Karibu sana. And our two PSs. First, I want to begin by commending our various speakers for the very highlighting, very enumerating that you made today. So because of your very elaborate presentations, we're going to make this shorter. And I want to begin with PS, Madam Jogu. I know you're currently doing something called Why Hire a Kenyan? You're trying to brand Kenyan labor, just the way we talk about Kenyan coffee, why it's of high quality, why our flowers are the best in the world. We are aware that your department is currently trying to brand the Kenyan labor so that these people out here can get to understand. When you go out there, what are people looking for? Why should they hire a Kenyan?
Very good. Thank you, Balozi. So there's a reason people buy Kenyan coffee, or there's a reason people buy Kenyan tea. There is tea from other parts of the world, there's coffee from other parts of the world. There's a reason people come to the Masai Mara as tourists. There's a branding issue there. Why should you go to the Masai Mara and not to the Serengeti, for example, and so on? Why should you buy Kenyan coffee as opposed to Ugandan Robusta coffee and so on? When we are talking about Kenyan labor, there are also certain brand elements in there that we are trying to bring out a little more in our information so that employers around the world understand Kenyans are different from others in particular ways. Some of those things you can think about and have already been mentioned here because we all know them, is a work ethic. Right? Kenyans are hard workers. This is something that we have been told over and over again, and we know this. So we want that to come out clearly. Why should you hire a Kenyan as opposed to a Tanzanian, a Ugandan, a Congolese, and so on, is because we are saying that Kenyans are hard workers. Kenyans speak English, which might be a vestige of colonialism, but has worked out in 2024 to be an important element of why you would go for Kenyan labor as opposed to labor from Angola, for example, which is not which is a Lusophone country, right? So, and actually what I hear often is that the Kenyan English accent, many Kenyans don't think they have an accent, but we all do. A Kenyan English accent is easy to understand as opposed to a Kenyan accent from Western Africa or Southern Africa or elsewhere. So, a few brand elements to think about: work ethic, English, hospitality culture, and this comes up all the time, that because we have a vibrant hospitality culture, this has helped Kenyans fit in opportunities around the world, just because they understand the need to serve quickly, to serve with respect, to speak properly, how to, well, I don't bring you a glass like this when I'm serving it to you, right? I put it on a tray and I put my other hand behind my back, and you know, and so the people here who are in that space can tell us. There is that element. We also are well educated. So on average, Kenyans are much better educated than other people in the sense that you have free primary education, you have free secondary education, you have access to TVETs, universities and so on, particularly through programs like HELP and so on. So people will tend to be educated. This is something that you need to highlight to labor markets around the world. And another one that we didn't actually think was important, but it keeps coming out often, is that Kenyans come from a multi-ethnic, multi-religious society. So over the years, Kenyans have learned to live together with others, to tolerate each other, people who have a different faith, people who dress differently, eat different kinds of foods, believe different things, and that works out well when you go to countries that believe differently, have different cultures, and that has turned out to be something that is a big part of the reason why we should hire a Kenyan.
Thank you very much, PS. Before I move to, thank you, to the governor, yes, Kenya is just one among many countries that are trying to meet the demand for labor out there. We've all talked about the bilateral labor agreement that needs to be signed. I know you were the lead negotiator for Kenya and Germany the other day. Maybe you can use the example of Germany. What's the government doing to ensure that we have more BLAs out there? Because we were told His Excellency the President is going out of his way to appeal for more. That's the only way we're going to build more numbers for Kenyans. So what's the government doing in the area of BLS?
Excellent. So bilateral labor agreements are an important part, or MOUs on labor migration are an important part of this conversation around labor migration, right? You want your people to go to a country where you've already sat as two governments and agreed on certain modalities. You have understood their system, they have understood our system. We have said if Kenyans are in distress, they are to be treated this way. If a Kenyan dies while on contract in a particular country, they are to be repatriated in this manner. So those bilateral labor agreements are important. They're also important in certain ways because they open market access. Remember, most of these jobs are not government jobs. Most of these jobs are private sector jobs. But because the two governments have sat and agreed, then that sends a signal to private sector that you should come and recruit from here. A good example is Germany, as you have mentioned. Yes, we've just completed successfully negotiating that agreement between ourselves and Germany that will be signed in September. Now, while that agreement does not say that the government of Germany is going to give people 1,000 jobs or 2,000 jobs or whatever, it triggers private sector in Germany to say, let us go and recruit from Kenya as opposed to any other country, because there's already an understanding between our government and their government. That also means that we discuss with them how can they create capacity at the German embassy to ensure that visas are processed faster? Can they try to understand how our TVET system works versus how their own Volksschule and the other systems work, and how we can marry the two? Can we have exchange programs between this school and the... So the BLAs in and of themselves are useful, but what they do is that they allow us to build an ecosystem of things around them. But let me also say this, Ambassador Kabira, that there are certain countries where we have had Kenyans working for a long time without bilateral labor agreements. The US, for example, where we have the largest number of our diaspora, we do not have an agreement with the US. But Kenyans have moved there, they have studied, they have stayed, and so on. So there are more than one, there are different ways of doing this. You can do bilateral labor agreements, you can get into agreements with certain large companies and ask them to come and recruit in Kenya, or in many cases we have found Kenyans lead. So diaspora go first and establish a place, and then they start calling all of the Kenyans from back home to come and take up that space. Yeah.
Thank you much, PS. Your Excellency, Governor, I will ask you why hire somebody from this region also. Can you give us a good reason why we should be coming here to hire people? As I told you, since we came here to just came to Napigwa Ngeta, we've been leaving late. We've not had anyone announcing here who has seen a mobile phone written something, so there must be something. So you can tell us why we should hire somebody from this region. Number two, you are the chair of the governing party, Chama Kinacho Tawala. I would like you to tell us about the commitment of government to the youth of this country, and what are some of the steps that can be taken so that we see more cohesion between national and county governments in the area of labor, migration and mobility.
Thank you very much, Balozi. Let me just say that the reason you haven't had any incidences is because the Embu County people are generally a very peaceful people. And we are hard workers. We work very, very hard. I mean, it's rare you find people where we are farmers mainly. So you'll find us in our farms working and tilling land and trying to sell what we must sell. So we are generally a very, very hard-working community. So this, and I know the same case applies to our neighbors in Meru, the Rakanidi, Kirinyaga. We have that work ethic that the PS talked about earlier, and that's why we are employable. That's why people will be happy to have us. Number two, we are very, very honest people. We are not the kind of people who will come taking away that which doesn't belong to us. We are loyal when we do our work, and we are people of high integrity. So when you get somebody from this region, you're sure you've gotten a person you can trust in your work, with your life. And that's how it is. That even with the high level of unemployment, we are able to look for our shilling and live an honest and deserving life. So we feel this is an opportunity for us to bring out that intrinsic value that is in us and that can be useful in the job market. You asked, is government, is the ruling party really committed to young people? I say a very big yes. Reason being,